Hi, welcome to Virtual CB1A. This is Miss Rena, and for today's video discussion, we're going to talk about interests. So, tapos na tayo sa percents, tapos na tayo sa discounts. This time, we are going to talk about interest. Medyo may introduction na kayo with interests kasi napag-usapan na natin to nung GE 114, first year kayo. There we define two types of interests. We have the simple interests and the compound interest. So, dun muna tayo sa unang type, the simple interest. So, simple, napakadali lang ng formula. For the simple interest, it is given by PRT is equal to I. So, before I write the formula, lagay muna natin yung mga notation na gagamitin. So, I is for the interest, P is for the principal, R is for the rate. Ito yung pinakamadaling hanapin kasi naka-decimal siya o kaya may percent na naka-affix. And then T is of course for the time. This is usually in the form of years. So, nakalagay din naman ito doon sa binigay ko sa inyong material. So, when you have a savings account in a bank, you earn interest. If you borrow money, you pay interest. So, interest can be simple or compound. Pag sinabi natin simple interest, we multiply the principal or the money that we originally deposited or borrowed by the interest rate and the time the money is in the bank or used by us. So, the interest rate is the percentage per year and the time is in years. So, please be guided that these two are in terms of years. Okay? Nagkakaroon tayo minsan ng mga ibang or nagkakaroon tayo minsan ng mga fraction for the time kasi hindi natin nabubuo yung whole number na years. So, for example, 2.5 years lang siya. So, instead of writing 2 years, you are going, since meron tayong half year pa, isusulat mo siya as 2.5. Unfortunately, for our calculations, simple interest is not often used. Bakit? Kasi in reality, nag-accumulate talaga yung interest niya. Hindi ka naman mag-iiwan ng isang amount sa bangko na kung ano lang yung inilagay mo originally, yun lang ilalagyan ng interest, right? Parang lugi ka doon. So, dito, sa mga bangko, sa atin, usually ang ginagamit ay compound interest. So, punta tayo sa isang example. Find the interest if $1,000 is deposited in the bank at 3% simple interest for 5 years. So, napakadali lang ng ating solution. Here, i-define natin kung ano ang I, ano ang P, ano ang R, at ano ang T. So, find the interest. Ibig sabihin, nawawala pa ang interest na I. If 1,000, the original money that was deposited, $1,000 in the bank at 3%. Sabi nga natin, ang interest rate ay usually affixed by the percent symbol. So, we have here 3% or 0.03. Interest for 5 years. The time in years is 5. Ano ulit yung formula na gagamitin natin? So, I is equal to the principal times the rate times the time. So, substitute na natin sa I is equal to PRT yung mga values. So, we have 1,000 times 0.03 times 5. Get your calculator and then let's compute. I already have mine. Naglo-load na lang siya. Okay, 1,000 times 0.03 times 5 is equal to $150. So our answer here is $150. Okay? So let's check if our answer is correct. So it matches the one from the book. So tama siya. Next, dito tayo. Find the interest rate if 1,000 is kept in the bank for 5 years and gives a simple interest of $150. Binaligtad lang yung mga values natin from the other example. So, copy natin siya dito. We are going to derive the formula for the interest rate. So, we have I. Find the interest rate if 1,000 is kept in the bank for 5 years and gives a simple interest of 150. So, $150 is the I. Next, our principal is still 1,000. Our R is equal to, hindi natin alam, nawawala siya. And then our time is 5. So, from our original formula, I is equal to PRT. What will happen if we are looking for the value of R? So, we have to divide both sides by P and T. So, tanggal na dito si PT. We will now end up with the formula R is equal to I over PT. Okay. So, derive na natin yung value ni R. We have the interest 150 divided by P, 1,000, times 5. R is equal to, kuha kayo ng calcu ulit, 150 divided by 5,000. So, 150 divided by 5,000 is 0.03 or 3%. Okay? Dali lang nito mga ginagawa natin. Next. Dito na tayo sa, ayan, credit cards. You receive a credit card when a lending institution such as a bank offers you to lend money. Department stores, gasoline company, and other institutions also offer credit cards. When you make a purchase using a credit card, the lender pays the seller for the item you bought less a small commission, which is 2 to 3%, and then sends you the bill at the end of the month. The bill usually lists the date of payment to the seller, the name of the seller, and the amount. You usually have a choice to pay the entire bill by a certain listed date or to pay a minimum amount and carry over the balance owed to your next monthly bill. Pero pagka ganun na hindi nyo binayaran ng buo, nilalagyan nila ng interest yung naki-carry over. Diyo alam ko to. Kasi lagi ako nagkaka-finance charge. Tawag natin doon finance charge. So the statement from the credit card company also shows how they determine your finance charge. This is the interest you owe your lender for the money they have loaned you by paying the seller for the item you purchased with your credit card. Hindi ka naman magkakaroon ng finance charge kung buwan-buwan binabayaran mo lahat ng mga nasa bill mo. Ang lalagyan lang niya ng finance charge yung hindi mo nabayaran, yung na-carry over to the next month. Lagay tayo ng example. On March 4, you bought books at a bookstore for $21.60. You also had the New York Times delivered to your home 5 days a week for $19, billed directly to your credit card on March 9. Total charges from February 21 to March 21, statement closing date, were $40.60. This is the new balance on your credit card. If you pay by the payment due date of April 15, there will be no finance charge. That is no interest to be paid to the lender. The statement also lists a minimum payment due of $10. Usually ganito, sa mga credit card, maglalagay sila doon ng dapat na bayaran mong at least. So, dito may minimum payment siya na require na $10. Doon sa iba, dito, pinaka-common, kung magbabayad ka ng bill mo sa credit card, at least 5% ng total bill mo or 500 pesos, whichever is higher, to be paid by the payment due date. If the lender charges you interest at an annual percentage rate, APR, of 10.15%, what will be the finance charge on the remaining balance of 40.60 minus 10, yung hindi mo pa nababayaran, 30.60 on your next bill of April 21, assuming you purchase no additional items before April 21. So, solution. So, you have to take note that 10.15 is for the whole year. But, ang problem lang natin ay yung for the month of April. So, we have 10.15%. Magkano yung daily rate of interest niya? 0.02781%. The lender lent you 21.60 from March 4 to March 21. 18 days yon. And 19 from March 9 to March 21. So, 14 days siya. So, 21.60 times the 18 days times your interest over 100 is, but may over 100 dito. Naka-percent po tayo, 0.02781%. So, sobrang liit lang niya. I-divide mo pa siya by 100. Kung gusto niyo i-divide na to directly by 100, mag-move ka lang ng 2 decimal places. So, instead of 0.02781, you will have 0.0002781. Sulat ko dito para hindi tayo nagkakalituhan. So, we have 0.02781%. Right? So, kung gusto mo siyang direkta, we have 0.12. Yan, magkakaroon ka dito. 0.0002781% siya. Okay? Next, 19 from March 4 to March 21, that is for 14 days. So, 19 times 14 times 0.02781 divided by 100 ulit. Or equal siya sa 0.07397 cents. So, your total finance charge is the sum of 10.81 cents or 0.1081 at saka 0.07397 or 18 cents. Note, if you purchased additional items between the last closing statement, yung March 21, and the next one, April 21, then interest will be charged on the average daily balance, which includes the additional items, kung gumastos ka pa ulit. Now, dito naman tayo sa kabila, si compound interest. So, si compound interest, nag-accumulate lang naman yung mga values niya. Wala, ayaw. Nag-accumulate yung values niya plus the interest. So, banks usually use compound interest to calculate the earnings on our money. For example, if you deposited $100 at a yearly rate of 2% and it is compounded, the interest is added to the principal. Once a year, you have... So, after 1 year, meron ka ng $102 kung yearly siya nagko-compound. On the second year, hindi ka na maglalagay lang basta-basta ng interest on your principal na 100. You will have the new principal of 102%. So, yung na-earn mo na interest from the first year, lalagyan pa niya yun ng interest on top. So, instead of using $100 plus the 2% interest, ang gagamitin mo na ay yung total value mo at the end of the year na $102. So, $102 plus 2% ulit of 102. So that is 2.04. So meron ka 102 plus 2.04 or $104.04. So sa the end ng 3 years, ganun din ulit. Instead of using 100, yung mga susunod mo ng principal at the end of the year, the first year and the second year, na 104.04 na, ang lalagyan natin ng 2% na interest. So, you are going to end up with $106.12. So, noon, nag-derive tayo ng formula, di ba? So, meron tayong I is equal to PRT. Derive din natin ulit yung formula for the compound. So, on the first year, ito yung interest mo for the first year. And then, for the accumulated amount, A, or dun sa ibang aklat, ang ginagamit ay sum. So, the sum of the accumulated amount in the account. S is equal to I plus PRT. Ay, mali. Ano ba yan? S is equal to P plus I. Or S is equal to P plus PRT. Or the S is equal to P times 1 plus RT. 'Di ba? So, ito yung ginagamit natin for finding the accumulated amount kung naka-simple interest tayo. Pero dito nga, hindi tayo basta magsi-simple interest lang. So, on the first year, your S is equal to P plus I. But on the second year, ito yung P sub 0 natin. Magkakaroon na tayo ng panibagong principal. So, this S will be our P sub 1. So, our principal for the first year. So, meron na tayo ditong P is equal to P sub 1 plus I. Tapos dito, meron tayong P sub 2 which is equal to P sub 2 plus I. Derive natin yung mga formula. So, P sub 0, this is equal to your original P sub 0 times R times T na interest plus P sub 0. Or equal siya sa P sub 0 times 1 plus RT. For the end of 1 year nga lang yun, di ba? So, T is for every year. So, pwede mo na lang siya isulat as P sub 0, 1 plus R instead of using RT. Lalayo ko si letter T. Layo natin si letter T. Dito natin siya ilagay. Yan. So, ito ay magiging P sub 0 times 1 plus R. Yan. So, dito, si P sub 1. Si P sub 1 ay equal kay P sub 1 plus I, which is equal to si P sub 1 ay equal kay P sub 0 plus 1 plus R. So, si P sub 1 ay ito. Yan. So, we have P sub 0 times 1 plus R plus yung interest natin ulit. Ano yung magiging interest natin dito? So, that is P sub 0 times R. Which is equal to, may common tayo dito, na P sub 0. So, P sub 0 times 1 plus R times our interest R. So, dito, you will have P sub 0 times R plus R squared.